Rolling Stone magazine recently published a Q&A with the Rolling Stones guitarist Keith Richards. And Keith, besides being known for his guitar playing and his songwriting, he's known for following the rhythm of his own guitar, not really following anybody else's rules. So in this Q&A, the interviewer asked Keith what rules he generally followed in life. And Keith said, as few as possible, my boy. So then the songwriter said, well, what about following rules for songwriting? And Keith said, there are no effing rules for songwriting. He did say that what he tries to do is take the music and the lyrics and put them together in a way so that they seem to love one another. And I thought that was fantastic. Music and lyrics, put them together in a way that they seem to love one another. As yogis, we are always trying to put the songs of our life that create the soundtrack for our life together in a way so that there is harmony. And we know those times when the music and lyrics are not connecting and we're living in a state of dissonance where nothing really seems to connect. And then, of course, we have those times when the music and the lyrics just come together in such great love that we feel like we're walking on air. Everything is sort of flowing. We're in a flow state. And that's what we're always aiming for. It's not going to always be that way, but that's what we're always trying to do. So I beg of you to let your yoga mat be a place where the parts of your life come together. It is very easy with these physical poses to slip into a state of dissonance where your mind forces your body to do something that your body really is either not prepared to do or not ready to do, or maybe won't ever be ready to do. So it's really important that we connect body and mind and heart on the mat so that we have this place of deep connection. And I'll talk a little bit more about that as we go through. Take a moment, find a seat where you can sit tall now and close your eyes and connect to your breath. Think about inhale and exhale being lyrics and music for your song today. Bringing those two together in a way so that it seems that they love one another. And then bring your hands together in front of your heart, joining right and left sides of your body, joining the masculine and the feminine, the creative and the analytical, so that you have a harmony from side to side. Make your commitment to find a way to connect the parts of your body, to connect body with mind, and to connect body and mind with heart as we move through our practice today, using the breath for smooth transitions from pose to pose. On your exhale, lower your hands down, lift your heart up, and then lift your eyes open. All right, friends, welcome. If you want to play music, now's the time to press play on that. I did put a link to the playlist in the chat. I'll just add it again for those of you who have recently joined. And then we will meet on our mats on all fours, hands and knees. Settle into knees right under the hips and wrists right under the shoulders. Pull your shoulder blades onto your back, hug your belly up towards your spine. On an exhale, take cat pose, round your back, open up between the shoulder blades, and on your inhale, cow pose, bring your chest forward, your gaze forward. Take a couple more rounds of cat on your exhale and cow on your inhale. Really finding these two sides of the breath, music and lyrics, joining together. Come into a neutral spine. Take your right fingers and cup them behind your right ear. Point your right elbow straight out to the side. Commit here to keeping your left arm straight, not bending at the elbow. As you inhale, take your right elbow up towards the ceiling, pull your right shoulder back, stacking it over the left shoulder. And as you exhale, fold down and twist. Take your left elbow and tap it onto your right wrist. Right arm is straight. Inhale, lift back up, pull the right shoulder back. Exhale, twist down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, twist down. One more time, inhale, lift up. After you get your right shoulder stacked over your left shoulder, extend your right arm straight up into the air. Press the back of your right hand back behind you. And then on an exhale, circle that right arm forward and down to the mat. Both hands, both knees on the mat. Exhale, cat pose. Inhale, cow pose. And then come to neutral. Second side, take your left fingers behind the left ear, left elbow pointing out to the side. Keep that right arm straight. Inhale, point your left elbow up towards the ceiling. Pull your left shoulder back. Exhale, lower down. Tap your left elbow to your right wrist. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, twist down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. And one more time here, lift up, pull that left shoulder back, and then stretch your left arm up towards the ceiling. Press the back of your left hand back just a little bit more. Good, and then circle your left arm forward and down to the mat. One more time here, exhale, cat. And inhale, cow. And then come back into neutral and now downward facing dog. Hug those shoulder blades onto the back, hug the belly up towards the spine. Try to sink the heels towards the floor. At the same time, lift your sitting bones up towards the ceiling. Take a big breath through your nose. Sigh it out through your mouth. We're going to take a twist in downward dog. So walk your feet in a little bit and take your feet about as wide as your mat is. We'll take the left hand to the outside of the right leg. So if your left hand isn't reaching that right leg, walk your feet in a little bit more. Once you get the grab, twist around to the right, looking under that right arm, pulling yourself into the twist, and then inhale, release. Left hand plants, right hand grabs the outside of the left leg. You can be higher on the leg or down around the ankle. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, twist. Look under your left arm, up towards the ceiling, reaching the hips back. And then inhale, release. Place your hand on the mat. Walk your feet forward towards your hands. And then with your fingertips on the floor, bend your knees so that you can get your ribs to connect to your thighs. And then start to work the legs a little bit straighter, and then bend the knees again, look forward. Exhale, straighten the legs. Try to keep the ribs connected to the thighs. One more time, bend the knees a little bit, and then exhale, straighten. And we're gonna hold right here in the forward bend. Move your head around a little bit, roll your shoulders around a little bit. And then keeping your head heavy and your legs straight enough so that you feel a lengthening in the backs of the legs, but not strain. We're trying to be in harmony here. Take your hands behind your back, interlace your fingers. Lift the tops of your shoulders away from the floor, and then bring your hands away from your back, folding over your legs. And then bring your hands back to your low back. Put a bend into those knees, lengthen the spine forward, and then come up to standing. And then bring your hands to your heart. Remember, our commitment for our practice today is harmony, getting music and lyrics or body and mind and heart connected. Let's flow with our breath here. Inhale, take your arms up, look up, touch your palms together. Exhale, forward bend, fold down over your legs. Bend your knees as much as you need. Inhale, lengthen the spine forward. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, lower to chaturanga. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, lower down to your mat. Take your hands behind your back. Interlace your fingers. Pull the fronts of your shoulders away from the floor. Lift your belly up towards your spine. And then inhale, lift up. Lift your shoulders, lift your legs, take your gaze even forward, lift up through or press the back of your head back, and then exhale, lower back down. Stretch your arms out in front of you. And we'll take this locust pose with the arms out in front. Again, strong belly, inhale, lift up. And then exhale, lower down. You're looking good, you're flying there. All right, bring your hands under your shoulders, make your way to downward facing dog. On an inhale, lift your right leg back and up behind you. On your exhale, lunge your right foot to the top of your mat. Come up to warrior one. Try to get the front of that left hip to move a little bit forward while you keep the back heel on the ground. Bend your elbows out to the sides, hook your thumbs together, palms will face forward, and then think about pressing the hands back and also trying to pull the thumbs apart. See if you can take a deeper back bend here using the muscles of your upper back that fire when you try to pull your thumbs apart. Keep all of that and then stretch your arms straight, biceps right beside the ears, big back bend here, opening up. And then inhale, lift back upright. So come out of that back bend. Now you're going to hook your hands together like this, but bring them right above your head. So we'll hook the left hand on top of the right. From your warrior one stance, exhale, side bend to the right. Inhale, back up. Exhale to the left. Inhale up. One more time to the right. And up, and one more time to the left. And up. Stretch your arms straight up overhead, and then circle your arms back behind you. Interlace your hands behind you, interlace your fingers. Exhale, humble warrior. Fold inside your right leg. And then when you're ready, bring your hands away from your back. Try to tuck that outer right hip into the center a little bit. Sometimes it skews out to the right to make room as we fold in. And then once you get the fold, the forward fold of the upper body, tuck that right hip in line with the right knee. Bring your hands to the inside of your right foot and work that right foot farther out to the right so you can have your right wrist right underneath your right shoulder. Lift your back heel up. 5 push-ups here. Inhale to bend your elbows and lower. Exhale to lift. Inhale, lower, exhale, lift. Inhale, exhale. Go only as low as it feels right for your arms and your hip. Last one, step back into plank pose. So from your plank, bring your right knee in towards your chest. Hold it there, and then see if you can lift some part of your left hand off the mat. So maybe you come onto fingertips, maybe you lift that left palm off the mat. And then straighten your right leg back, hug your knee back in. Straighten your right leg back, hug your knee in. Straighten the right leg back, hug the knee in. 2 more. Try to hold the balance if you can. 1 more. And then foot down onto the floor, downward facing dog. Whew. Big inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Take a vinyasa here if you want it. Both legs on the floor, or you can lift that right leg if you like the one leg flow. Good. All right. Find that rhythm to your breath. Inhale and exhale. They love each other. Inhale, lift your left leg back and up behind you, stretch it high. And then with precision, plant your left foot at the front of your mat. Come up to warrior one, root into the back foot. And then hook your thumbs together. Try to put the other thumb in front this time. If you don't remember, just change your grasp. Bend the elbows out to the sides. Try to press the hands back, pull the belly in, and then lean into those upper back muscles. Take your gaze up towards the ceiling, and then maybe straighten your arms so you've got your biceps right by your ears. And then inhale, come back up, bend your elbows out to the sides. Grasp your hands together. This time we'll put the right hand on top. And we'll take side bends here. So take a breath in. As you exhale, bend over to the right and up. Exhale, left and up. Back to the right and up and to the left and up. Stretch those arms up overhead and now circle your arms behind you. Interlace the hands. Roll the shoulders back and then fold down, humble warrior inside your left leg. Yeah, bring the hands away from your back. Maybe let your head be heavy here. Really listen to those shoulders instead of just letting your mind say, oh, I'm going to get my hands this far away from my back. Just listen to what your body is telling you. Good. And then hands down on the inside of your left leg. Walk the left foot farther out to the left so that your left wrist can be underneath your left shoulder. 5 push-ups. Take a breath in here, bend your elbows, exhale, lower, inhale, straighten. Only go as low as it feels right for you. Try to keep the back leg straight. We've got 2 more. And last one, now step back into plank. Okay, from your plank, bring your left knee in towards your chest. Hold it there, and then try to get some part of your right hand off the mat. Maybe you're on fingertips, maybe the whole hand is off the mat. Inhale, stretch your leg back. Exhale, pull your knee in. Inhale, stretch back. Exhale, pull in. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. One more back, one more in. Stretch your leg back. Put your hand down. Downward facing dog. Deep breath in through your nose. Big exhale through your mouth. Take your vinyasa here. 1 leg or 2 leg. If it's 1 leg, your left leg is lifted. Great. From downward dog, bring your feet to the top of your mat. Take a big bend, a big fold over those legs. And then inhale, rise up. Stretch your arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to your heart. If you use a block under your hand for half moon pose, place your block over on the right side, front of your mat. And then hands to your heart. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, lengthen forward. And then on your exhale, fold back in. Take your left hand to the outside of your right ankle and wrap that left hand around the ankle. Bend your left knee. And then twist around to the right. Take that right arm up into the air. See if you can stack that right shoulder over the left. Maybe even press that right hand a little bit farther back. And then inhale, release both hands to the mat, straighten the left knee. And we'll take the second side here. So take your right hand to the outside of the left ankle. Hold on there, bend the right knee. And then as you inhale, twist around to the left, lifting up through your left shoulder, pressing the left hand back. And then inhale to release your twist. Both hands on the floor, straighten your legs, fold into them. Inhale, lengthen forward. Exhale, take your vinyasa, plant your hands, move your feet to the back by stepping back or jumping into chaturanga. Let one breath follow the next. If you choose to take this vinyasa, you're always checking in, seeing what the next right thing is so that we can be in harmony. From downward facing dog, inhale, right leg back and up. Bend your knee and twist open. See if you can really stack your right hip over the left hip. And then inhale, stretch the right leg back, square your hips now. And then exhale, lunge your right foot to the front of your mat. Come up to warrior one again. Belly in, lift your chest up, find your big back bend here. And then inhale, back upright, circle your hands behind you. Interlace your fingers, pull the shoulders back. This time we're going to warrior three. So take a breath in, and as you exhale, lift that back heel up, come forward, balance on your right leg, and then start to lift your hands up towards the ceiling. Fingers are still interlaced here, holding warrior three, lifting the knuckles up towards the ceiling. As you inhale, lift up, we're going for eagle pose. So stand on that right leg, bring your chest upright, cross the left leg over the right, and then the left arm under the right, bringing your palms together or pressing the backs of your hands into one another. On an exhale, dip your elbows towards your knees, maybe slide them off to the left, past the knees. And then inhale, lift back up, half moon pose now. Unwind the legs, unwind the arms, right fingers to the block or to the floor. Open up, reach the legs in opposite direction, reach the arms in opposite directions. See if you can lift that left shoulder over the right shoulder. And then lower your left fingers to the ground. Step your left foot back into a short lunge here. And then straighten, or keep your right knee bent at first. See if you can connect those right ribs to the top of your right thigh. And then work on straightening the leg just a little bit at a time. You might go back and forth a couple of times, bending the knee and then getting a little straighter. And then eventually settling in here to the degree of a straight leg that works for you. And we'll add a revolved triangle pose here. So first option is to keep the left hand where it is, about under the left shoulder in that general area. Second option is to bring it in closer to your foot. So if your hand is on the inside of your right foot, you're going to have to use a lot of core strength to help you balance as we twist to the right. If you can get your hand on the outside of the right foot, brace your forearm and shin together, and then twist around to the right, lifting the right shoulder up, stacking it over the left, maybe taking your gaze up past your hand, and then hand down to the mat. Release your left hand back to the left side of the mat. One leg dog, take your left leg high, one leg vinyasa. All right, for the second side, inhale, lift your left leg back and up behind you, bend your knee and twist open. Stack your left hip over the right. And then inhale, stretch your leg back, square your hip up, and then with control, that's core control, plant your left foot at the top of your mat. Okay, inhale, lift up to warrior one again. So root into that back foot and then lift up. Stay strong in the legs, strong in the core, and then see if you can find a deeper back bend here, drawing the shoulder blades onto the back, keeping your arms close to your ears as you lift up. Looks good. And then inhale, come back upright, circle your arms back behind you, and then interlace your hands behind you. Keep the shoulders open, take a breath in here, and on your exhale, come to warrior three, standing on your left foot, straightening the left leg, and then lifting those knuckles up towards the ceiling, holding your balance here. On your inhale, start to stand upright and come into eagle pose. Put a little bend into the left leg, cross the right leg on top, and then bring the arms out in front. Right arm under the left, either palms together or maybe backs of the hands pressing into one another. See if you can pull your outer right hip back a little bit. And then exhale, lower in, knees and elbows drawing towards one another. Maybe the elbows slide past the knees on the right side. And then inhale, lift back up. As you unwind your limbs, come into half moon pose. Still balancing on the left foot. Left fingers come down, right fingers come up. Both legs straight, opening up across your chest here in half moon. And then on an exhale, lower your right fingers to the ground and step back into a short lunge. Lower the right heel to the mat. Connect your left ribs to your left thigh. And then on an exhale, start to get that left leg a little straighter. Maybe you go back and forth a couple of times between a bent knee and a straighter leg. And then eventually land here. And now we'll move into revolved triangle pose. So again, first option is to keep your right hand about underneath the right shoulder, and you can twist from there. Second option is to bring the right hand closer to the foot, maybe on the inside. A lot more core work is involved there. Third option is hand on the outside of the leg. So that forearm and shin hook together, and then twist around to the left. Reach your spine long. Each time you inhale, each time you exhale, try to stack the left shoulder over the right. And then inhale, release. Both hands on either side of the front foot, bend into the front knee, step back, one leg dog, left leg lifts up for one leg vinyasa. Okay, from downward dog, bring your feet to the top of your mat. Walk, hop, step, whatever is calling for you, however you want to make up that distance from the back to the front with your feet. And then inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands to your heart. One more flow here. We're working towards a pose that hopefully will bring all parts of the body into harmony. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, float down. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, meet me in downward dog. However you choose to get there, moving through vinyasa, or maybe stepping back to downward dog, maybe taking a child's pose for a few breaths. The idea is that you bring mind and body into harmony, not the mind forcing the body here to go through poses it doesn't want to go through today, or doesn't need to go through today. Okay, from downward dog, Lunge your right foot to the top of your mat. And we'll come into, I call it Shiva hip because I learned this pose from the yoga teacher Shiva Ray. So bring your left hand a little bit in front of your left shoulder, not right under it. And then turn all your toes to the right. You're on the outer edge of the back foot. Stretch your right hand back behind you. Look back past your right hand. So we're trying to stretch the outer right hip here, and then the side body on the left side, maybe into the IT band on the left leg. As you inhale, sweep back towards the front, walk your hands around to the left, take a side lunge into your left knee. So this is called Skandasana. You can be high or low here. We're gonna go through these two poses 2 more times. Inhale, walk back towards the front of your mat and lunge. Exhale, Shiva hip. Inhale, walk back towards the front of your mat, keep walking around to the left, Skandasana, side lunge into the left knee. Inhale, towards the front, exhale, Shiva hip. Inhale, towards the front, exhale, side lunge into your left knee. And then straighten that left leg. Point all your toes towards the left long side of your mat and fold in. You can take any hand position here that you like. Walk your feet in a little bit closer to each other. Walk your right arm out in front. So you're on the fingertips. That right arm is really stretching out. It's off the mat. Take your left hand under the right arm and grab the outside of your right ankle. If your left hand can't get to that right ankle, then walk your feet closer together. Take a breath in here, and as you exhale, side lunge into your left knee. Try to keep reaching those right fingers forward. Bend into that left knee. Try to keep the right leg straight. Left hand is holding on to the right ankle. And then inhale, straighten the left knee, release the twist. And next inhale, rise up to standing. Triangle pose. Turn your front toes forward, open your arms out front and back, stretch forward, and then right fingers to the ground, left fingers to the sky. And then let it go. Both hands down to the mat. Step back to one leg dog. Right leg lifts. You can take that one leg flow here, maybe both legs, maybe a child's pose. Finding harmony really starts with letting all parts have a voice. From downward dog, lunge your left foot to the top of your mat. Place your right palm on the mat about an inch in front of the right shoulder, and we'll take Shiva hip. So we'll take the feet around, toes pointing towards the left side of the mat, left hand reaching back behind. I think on the first side, we did this first one a little bit longer. That seems about right. And now inhale, sweep towards the front of your mat. You have to pivot on your feet. Come around towards the right long side of your mat, side lunge into your right knee. Inhale, back towards the front. Exhale, Shiva hip. Inhale, back towards the front. Exhale, Skandasana, side lunge into the right knee. One more time, inhale forward. Exhale, Shiva hip. Inhale towards the front and then walk around to the right, side lunge into the right knee. And then straighten that right knee, square the feet up, fold in. Any hand placement works to help you fold in here. And then bring your feet a little bit closer together. Take your right hand to the outside of your left leg. Walk that left arm as far forward as you can, maybe on fingertips here. And then side bend or side lunge into your right knee. And then inhale, release. Release the bind of the hands, straighten your right knee, fold in one last time here. And then inhale, rise up, standing upright, open the feet up for triangle pose. Left toes point forward, arms are open, and then stretch forward. Left fingers touch down on your block or the floor, and then open up that top shoulder. Beautiful, and then hand down to the mat, both hands on the mat. One leg dog, lift your left leg, flow through here. One leg flow, two leg flow, maybe a child's pose. We'll all meet in child's pose. When you finish your vinyasa, or you go straight there to your child's pose. Take a moment here in child's pose just to notice if you feel harmonious in mind, body, and heart, or if there's a sense of dissonance, that the body's always trying to catch up or your breath is trying to catch up. That's a sign that we're not quite connected, that mind and body and heart aren't quite in love with one another at the moment. All right, bring yourself up to downward dog. So we'll take a seat on the mat now. You might, we're gonna have the legs stretched out in front, so you might jump those feet through or jump to a seat or lower your knees down, however you wanna get there. All right, let's keep the right leg stretched out long and bend the left knee, sole of the left foot on the floor. As you inhale, take your right arm up, left arm up, left arm up. Sorry, you have your left knee bent, right? If your left knee is bent, take your left arm up and then fold forward, reach out. So you have options here for this forward bend. One is hands just come wherever they come. Two is hands reach out and grab the foot that's stretched out in front of you. And then three is that you make a bind, taking your arm in front of your bent knee, reaching the hands back, either using a strap or hooking the hands together. And then inhale, lift up. Take your left knee out to the side, sole of your left foot on the inside of your right leg. So with that right leg straight, take your right hand over to your left knee and hold on there. From here, you're going to lean forward. So it's your right side body that stretches forward towards your right straight leg, and then swing that left arm behind you and overhead. You may or may not grab the foot here. I want you to really focus on the twist and that side lengthening on the left side. Grabbing the foot is not as important. You might grab the foot. Good, a lot of twisting, side lengthening, hip opening, back of the leg lengthening. And then inhale, release your twist, lift back up. Okay, bring your left knee back up. grab your left foot, and then pull your knee under your arm and back. This is called Akarna Dhanarasana. It's supposed to be the foot near the ear, bow pulling pose. And then exhale, release. Straighten your leg out. And we'll try all that on the second side. So this time, keep your left leg straight, bend your right knee out to the right knee points up towards the ceiling, sole of your right foot on the ground. Inhale, take your right arm up, and then exhale, bow forward. So again, options here for the hands just coming down to the floor, maybe hands grabbing the foot or a strap grabbing the foot. Maybe you bind around behind your back. As you inhale, lift up, and now take that right knee out to the side, sole of the right foot on the inside of the left leg. So this pose we're about to do is a variation of knee to head pose, Janu Shirshasana. So take your left hand to your right knee and hold on there. And then I want you to think about keeping that hold on the knee as you lean your left shoulder towards your left leg. And then swing that right arm back, pulling the right shoulder back. Arm comes all the way overhead. Maybe you leave the arm straight up in the air. Maybe you reach it forward. Maybe you grab your foot. I want you to really feel that twist though. So that left hand is really pulling against that right knee for the twist. That's much more important. We've already gotten a bunch of forward folding over the leg already. And then as you inhale, release your hands, release the twist, come on up. And then point that right knee up towards the ceiling again. Right hand grabs the outside of the foot, and then pull your knee back under your arm, foot towards the ear. And then release. All right, we're gonna take a quick arm balance. It's called 8-limbed crooked pose. So bend your right knee, reach down, grab your foot. Akarna Dhanarasana, near the ear bow pulling pose, will be our prep stage here. Now bend your straight leg, that's your right knee, I think, pull it out to the side, and then opposite hand comes to the sole of your foot. Same arm comes underneath, grab the back of your shin, pull your arm or your leg up high on your arm, and then plant your hands down. Lean forward here. And then see if you can hook your other foot on top. So you want to flex at those ankles. That's one of the crooks. Hug the elbows in. Try not to flare them out. Try to hug them in. Squeeze the belly in. And then as you push the feet out to the sides, try to connect the knees to one another, lifting that bottom hip off the ground. Some core work there. Good. All right. Let's try the second side. So I think this is your left side now. Grab your left foot, bring it up, pull it back. Opposite hand grabs the sole of your foot. Arm comes on the inside of your leg and draw your leg back behind your arm and up over your shoulder if you can, or high on your arm. And then lean forward, plant your hands down. Bend your straight leg, hook your feet on top of one another, or hook your straight leg that now bends on top of the other, flex at the ankles, hug the elbows in, lean forward. And as you push your feet out to the side, try to get the inner knees to draw together. Arms bend like chaturanga. Okay, let's shake that one off. And we'll go for our apex pose now. So this is sundial pose. It's going to require arms and legs and torso to really work together in harmony. You have a lot going on in this pose: hip opening, back of the leg lengthening, shoulder opening, twisting. So really listen to your body as you go into the pose. Try not to force it. We're going for harmony here. So let's keep the right leg straight. Bend the left knee, reach up or down, grab your foot and pull your knee back. Akarna Dhanarasana, near the ear, bow pulling pose again. Take the opposite hand to the sole of your foot. Bring your other arm down on the inside and then work that leg up high on your arm. Now change the grasp of your hand and bring it to the top of your foot. Wrap your fingers around the outer edge of your foot and then reach the other arm straight and down to the floor. This is where you have to really start listening. Take a breath in. As you exhale, start to work your bound leg straighter and pull the opposite shoulder back. Look under that shoulder towards the ceiling. Sundial or compass pose. Oh, beautiful. Use your inhale to release. It's an intense pose, so use the inhale to keep energy in as you release. Good, let's go to the second side now. All right. Bend your knee, sole of the foot on the floor. Reach down with your hand, same hand as the bent knee. Lift your foot up and then draw your knee underneath your arm. Trying to get your foot near your ear. Opposite hand grabs onto the sole of your foot. Other arm comes on the inside of your leg, grab behind the shin, and then work that leg up high on your arm, maybe over your shoulder. Change the grasp of your hand so that your palm is on the top of your foot and your fingers grab around the outer edge of the foot. The arm that isn't bound stretches out to the side. This is where you really have to start listening, paying attention to shoulders, leg, hips. Deep breath in, and then on a slow exhale, start to work your legs straighter and then pull the opposite shoulder back, looking under the arm. And then on an inhale, begin to release. And then stretch both legs out on your mat. Shake the legs out a little bit, shake your shoulders out a little bit. And then arms up overhead, exhale, forward bend, fold over your legs. Okay, inhale, come back up. Let's take headstand. So if there are other inversions that you want to take, please take those, because this class really is about bringing mind, body, and heart together so that they act like they love one another, putting them together so that they love one another. So if headstand is not going to do that for you, then take any other inversion, shoulder stand, legs up the wall or legs up the bed or whatever piece of furniture you have there. You can always come close to the wall for headstand. Just make sure that your head is about 4 to 5 inches away from the wall if you're worried about falling over. I'll talk you through the pose. So from all fours, if you know it, go ahead and go there, go for your inversion. From all fours, bring your elbow, sorry, we're not going to do that version. From all fours, bring your head down to the mat and then slide your hands back. And just with your eyes, gaze around to see that hands and head have the same distance between them.
Draw the fronts of your shoulders away from the mat. Shoulder blades hug onto the back. Elbows are pointing straight back behind you, not out to the sides. Tuck your toes under, and then start to lift your knees up and walk your feet in. If you walk your feet in and your shoulders start to round off the back, then walk the feet back out, bring your knees down, hug those shoulder blades onto the back, and then restart from there. Lift one leg into the air, come onto the tiptoes of the other leg. Give a little bit of a push into your hands and see if you can bring your other foot up to meet. Finding a little bit of inverted harmony here. Yes, looking good. And then start to slowly bring your feet back down. If you're having a great time, if you're there, your feet are up in the air, you're loving it, keep them up. If not, start to bring them down. If you've been in headstand, come into child's pose and press your forehead onto the mat and maybe roll across your forehead a little bit, just loosening up that neck that was doing a lot of work for you in your headstand. And then come up to a seat and roll onto your back. We'll get one back bend in here. So take a moment and think about, what is the right back bend for me? A bridge pose, a wheel. And then once you've made your decision, let's go with it. I'm going with wheel. I'll talk you through that one. You know, bridge, you can go straight up into that, or maybe a supported bridge with a block or two under your hips. For wheel, plant your feet hip width distance apart. Plant your hands above your shoulders. Hug the shoulder blades onto the back. Take a breath in, and then lift the hips, push into the hands. Open across the front of the body. Couple of breaths here. Back body and front body working together here. And then when you're ready, lower back down to your mat. Hug your knees into your chest, rock over your back. Maybe take a happy baby pose here. You need one more stretch into your low back and your outer hips. And then on your exhale, stretch all the way out for Shavasana. Of course, if you need finishing poses, take those. On your back, take a deep inhale through your nose again, and a long, slow exhale through your mouth. And let your body sink in. Some of us love Shavasana. When else in the middle of your day are you going to be lying down on the ground, not seemingly doing anything? And some of us don't love it so much. We would much rather be up moving around. Whichever side you fall into, try to take this moment just to listen to your breath, to listen to the deep wisdom of your body. And to let mind, body, and heart come together like they love one another.
so that in a few moments you can emerge with a deep sense of peace, a deep sense of harmony. Take a few more easy breaths here, feeling that harmony, that connection. And then begin to wake yourself up with a deeper breath. Move your fingers, move your toes. Allow yourself to awaken to the beauty of the day in front of you. Stretch your arms overhead, grow your legs a little bit longer as you stretch the arms above your head. And then on an exhale, roll to your right side and take a moment here to honor yourself for being respectful of your body in your practice and not just forcing it into shapes, taking on challenges, but not forcing them. And then bring yourself up to a seat. From your seat, close your eyes and bring your hands back to Anjali Mudra, joining together, left and right sides, music and lyrics, finding harmony in the middle. I hope as you go through your day, you're able to be in that harmonious state and share that with all of those you meet today. Let's take a moment to send our collective energy out to those who are in need today. Namaste. Thank you, everybody.